don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. All right, The Last of Us, episode 6. It doesn't feel like episode 6 because there was the beach episode, which of course was episode 3, and then the complete filler episode, which was episode 4. This episode, again, it kind of is a filler episode because if anyone played the game, there are 3 chapters in this episode. There's there was the part where they're at the dam. They trying to find Tommy. Then they find Tommy. Then there's the part at the camp, or the safe place, Tommy's town. Yeah, where they're there. And then it gets raided because they're like, you're fighting off raiders, and then you find your way to the base. And then you help defend the base as Ellie goes into the woods on a horseback when she realizes Joel's going to abandon her, and then Joel basically tracks her down, and they go on from there after their fight. And then there's part 3 at the university. So there's 3 chapters all in this one segment, and they really just brushed over all the topics because, honestly, these segments were all just action intense. So it makes sense that they basically consolidated them all into one episode. However, it makes it feel brushed over. The intensity really isn't there. I love the opening shot. I really did. I thought that was a funny addition where those people who basically live out in the middle of nowhere, survive on their own, literally weren't fazed by everything going down. Kind of like they introduced it with Bill, and here's another couple. I like that. That was very well done. And the couple, their relationship was kind of humorous. I enjoyed that. But everything else, they basically just touched on things from the game, but it felt like it really didn't add any elements. Of course, except for the very end where it leads into the intensity of episode 7. So they really did. And we kind of predicted this. If you listen to our podcast, Words and Personality, we had kind of figured that they would do this. They would consolidate the Dam and Tommy episode into one. I didn't think they would consolidate the university into it as well. But watching it, I realized that the whole thing, when you're there, there's a lot of wandering around on the horse. There's a lot of scavenging for ammunition. There's a lot of fighting clickers here and there and other infected, just sporadically throughout. And then the humans come to basically search the location for medicine, things like that. So there was a lot of stuff. And this one, it's just 4 guys who enter the university. Joel and Ellie try to escape because you don't want to interact with other humans because you don't know what their goal is. One of them basically runs up behind Joel trying to smack him in the back of the head. Ellie warns him. He turns around. And the one thing that bothered me is even I know if you get stabbed or something like that and the thing is left in you, you leave it there because it actually helps plug the wound. Yes, it might hurt a ton. Yes, but it helps plug the wound and prevents you from bleeding out incredibly fast. The second he started to pull it out, I was just like, no, you should know better. You've dealt with this kind of stuff. You know better. Apparently he doesn't, because he pulled it straight out of his wound and then it started gushing everywhere. Sorry for the sound effects. So that was just like, you're kind of running down. I did like, though, that they're introducing the fact that Joel is old. If you played the game, he doesn't feel old. He feels like in his prime 30s. He feels like he can do, well, maybe 20s, mid-20s. Because, of course, if you talk to people who are healthy and at 50, you are fit. You feel like you've never been healthier because you now have the wisdom, the health, but the fact that he is old, it is getting to him. The wear and tear of his, because heck, even I have an incredibly bad knee. I mean, it's getting to the point where I'm basically limping and I have to walk consistently for work. So I am limping. So the fact that he's 50, has all these ailments is just, it really does add more to his character. I am actually really enjoying all those little elements that they're adding in, making him seem much older. Because in the game, it doesn't feel that way. Because everyone started complaining when Part 2 came out. Last of Us Part 2. Because it was like, Joel wouldn't do this. But yeah, he's old. They're introducing it. They're establishing it here in this one. But yeah, kind of predicted that it was going to do at least 2 chapters in one. I didn't expect them to lump all 3 into it. So it kind of feels like filler in the end, because there's 3 really big points which are just brushed over. And it's okay. It worked. It really did feel like it pushed the story forward. but not much, because I couldn't stand Tommy's wife. I could not stand her. I mean, I get the fact that she's suspicious. She's trying to protect everyone, but immediately it's just, she had this elitist attitude about herself, and I just didn't like that. And here Tommy's the the kept man who can't do anything against her will, and it's just like, that's not a relationship. You have to have a discussion. You have to be able to work things out, because she would basically look at him and then he goes like defeated. It's just like, no. So it was just like, oh my gosh, he really is just a joiner, and he ended up finding himself a powerful woman and being submissive to her. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it just kind of hurt that he alienated his family. His Joel, the only sibling he's got. Here, Tommy's gonna have a child in a few months, and Joel doesn't know. He would have never told Joel he would have had a kid. For like 7 years, he has been away, not contacting his brother. Here, he's been married happily, living happily for a long time. Joel's been suffering consistently, and he didn't think to tell his brother anything. Oh, because his wife doesn't trust Joel because Joel did these bad things. Look around. The world is hell. Of course, everyone's doing those things, and I bet she did too. So it just really bothered me, the fact that she has this elitist attitude. I did not like her. In the game, she kind of has that vibe where she's in charge, but she has a caring aspect about her. It's just, this woman had no caring aspect about her. Even when she's talking with Ellie, she's like trying to control the entire situation. She's trying to manipulate. She's trying to, I didn't like her. I didn't like her. If you get anything, she's like the one aspect that was just like, oh my gosh, she's a controlling, manipulative woman. She's doing good for her people. It's all about protecting her people. But Joel was completely abandoned, and I'm on Joel's side, okay? I'm on Joel and Ellie's side. I'm not on her side. I don't care why she's doing it. Here, Tommy has a brother who's been suffering. Of course, Tommy doesn't even know that because he wasn't even allowed to contact him. Sorry. As you can see, I think just talking about it made me upset with her, because the very beginning, absolutely perfect couple. It was hilarious. I will always remember that man from Maverick. Yeah, Maverick, where he's playing a Native American, and he pretends to, well, he isn't Native American, but he pretends to be overly Native American for the hunter. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely hilarious movie. Yeah, some of the best quotable lines, which honestly would get canceled right now if I were to quote them. Yeah. I think it's their fault for being on our land before they got here. Absolutely hilarious movie. But I loved seeing him, because I was thinking, oh, we're following Joel? They're in a camp? What the heck is going on? And the fact that his wife is just sitting there in a rocking chair is just like, where's the gun? Over there in the living room. She's just too lazy to get up and defend herself. He's got a kid with her too. It's just like, did you tell him the truth? Yeah. Are you telling me the truth? She hesitates for a moment and is like, yeah. Because he can't trust his wife. He's like, is she just trying to finally get me killed? It's hilarious. That was a perfect couple. And then you get to Tommy and, I forgot her name, Tommy and his wife, and immediately you have a complete great couple that have been together for ages, and then a couple who are basically, you know who's in charge. And in any relationship, the woman's always in charge, but this is just, the man had no say. Tommy had absolutely no say, and it was just like, ugh. I didn't like that. All right, I babbled on for a little too long. Yes, 3 chapters all in one. If you want to experience those chapters, of course, play the game. Or I did play it and not stream it. I didn't stream it, but I did record it and upload it, and it was a fun game. Of course, had a different aspect because everyone had talked about it for like 8-9 years, and then I finally played it, and I'm like, well, I guess it would have been cool, but I already know everything, so it's not a big deal. It's cool, yeah. But I am liking how they just brushed over it, because it's like, we could have a ton of action episodes, but what's the point? So they just got to the point. Yeah, that's about right. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.